raise the bar on bar food with sandwiches, tenders, and
burgers.
There's more where this came from. To the greatest of all times, Buffalo Wild Wings.
BNC has been here for over 25 years.
We're still a community bank that's there for you.
When you come in with your business plan, your vision, your idea, we can make it a reality.
I love seeing projects come alive for our clients.
We're real people helping real people.
We know you, and we're always happy to see you.
We build relationships.
You're part of the BNC family.
We are part of the community.
It's what we're built on.
Yours truly, BNC.
With 26 flavors, got a sauce for every squad. Don't drip on the drip. It's the greatest of all times, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors, LLC, doing business as Goss Advisors, a registered investment advisor. GWM Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Spicy Pie, a great place to take the family out for lunch or dinner. Spicy Pie is much more than jumbo pizza slices. They offer a wide variety of menu items, including grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbreads, and even desserts. And remember, you can try any of your favorite toppings on a gluten-friendly 10-inch crust. Dine in or carry out. A new pizza creation added to the menu every month. Bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota Prairie. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics. Vibetta Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibettaOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoom?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance? If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Carson, timeout.
Who calls a timeout in this game?
Me, I'm icing the kicker.
Really?
It'll give us more time to talk about First Western Bank and Trust.
Like our convenient online banking.
Along with smart trust service options.
We're all about hometown service with bankers that know you and the community.
Okay, go ahead and kick.
I don't believe this.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
If your eyes could talk, they'd tell you life is better with LASIK. No more reaching for your glasses. No more dry eye from overwearing your contact lenses. Right now, Bismarck LASIK is offering free consultations for LASIK procedures. Break free from the daily hassles and expenses of glasses and contacts. Life is clearly better. Book your free consultation today with Bismarck LASIK and see the difference. Call 222-2020 or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
Life is all about moments. Big moments. Small moments. And those moments you can't put into words. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for more than 110 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
It's time for the Scotty K Show, presented by Spicy Pie. Let's go live to the pie for the Scotty K Show. Here's Scotty K.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Scotty K Show here live from the Spicy Pie on this very cold Wednesday night, the Wednesday night before Christmas. Don't know how long we'll be here tonight. We've got a couple of coaches that are expected to be here. Minot High boys basketball coach Dean Winchesky set to join us. Also, Jason Schwartz, who is the head coach of the Minot High girls, are to join us. Both teams are number 1 in the state of North Dakota, undefeated on the young season. But they haven't played a lot just because of the weather. We can tell you right now, I just got a text message that the Jamestown Minot High games scheduled for tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon at Magic City campus. All games, sub-varsity and varsity, have been postponed, and they will come up with a date at a later time to figure out when they're going to play them. Boy, we've had a lot of cancellations over the last couple of weeks just because of weather. And we have another cancellation. No game tomorrow at Magic City campus. We know nothing about the girls' game yet. Jason Shores is supposed to join me. We'll find out. But I did get a post from Eric Pearson, one of the coaches from Minot High boys, that said that all games tomorrow against Jamestown have been postponed because of the blowing and blizzard conditions that are expected in the state of North Dakota tomorrow. Again, Dean Winchesky is supposed to join us. Also, Jason Schwartz. That will probably be the only 2 guests we have tonight, simply because of the holiday period. And why would anybody want to get out in this weather? Dean Winchesky has arrived, and I'm going to thank him from the bottom of my heart to get out in this kind of weather to come and talk to me on the radio. But again, as I mentioned earlier, I just did get a text message from Dean, from your one of your assistant coaches or one of your sophomore coaches, that games tomorrow have been postponed.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I get it. It's frustrating, but it's also, I mean, part of it. We went through a lot of years where we didn't get anything postponed, and now the last couple have been a little bit more of a challenge. But you just kind of you take it as it is, and you just kind of adjust your schedule and go.
Dean, talk a little bit about how you as a head coach, and you have mentioned we've had years that we've never had a cancellation, but this year it's been. Oh, the last month has been just horrendous. How do you deal with that with your kids?
You just number one, you don't make a big deal about it. You just talk about the fact that this happens, and a lot of it comes down to, like everything else in life, how you deal with adversity. I mean, it's yeah, the stuff changes, and if you focus too much on what happened and take it too much to heart, that this is the worst thing ever, you're going to have bad results from it. The reality is we had a game canceled today, so now we readjusted our schedule and we try to make it so that we're going to go a couple more days here this week, and then we're going to take Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and the 26th off because we play the 31st, and so it's just kind of a matter of you adjust, and you can't focus on it, you can't worry about it, you ain't going to change it, so you just go about what you do. And okay, well, no, we don't play Jamestown here for a little bit. Now we just focus on how we get better. What do we have to do?
Dean, let's talk about your start. You're off to a 5-0 start. You're 4-0 in the region. You got to be happy about that. And you knew you had some kids coming back. You got Derek Dissett, and you've got the Conklin kid. You got the Nygaard kid. You got your own kid in Eric. Boy, I tell you what, you guys have gotten off to a good start, haven't you?
Yeah, we've won games, and this is not to slight anybody we've played, but they're probably games we should have won. But the focus of it is, we're winning, but I don't think we're doing things well enough yet, especially for an experienced team, and you forget that, especially with all the kids you have back, that the kids forget. I mean, it's a new year, and you take things for granted, and I think we did early, probably me more than the kids, and you assume that they're going to be able to do all this from memory, and they don't, and that's not an indictment of them. Like I said, that's just
exactly
that's us not paying attention to what we have to do. So after we played Dickinson, we were pretty good offensively, but we were pretty poor defensively, I thought. And we went back to the drawing board, and we took a big step against St. Mary's. We points are a little bit. They can be deceiving because when you play at the tempo we do, you can have a really good defensive effort and still give up 65-70. So it was we really focused on how many points per possession were we giving up and what their shooting percentage was, and we took a big step, and then last night, even though Watford City struggled, we were in a lot better position defensively, and again that's another thing that you look at as coaches is where were we? We're in the right spots, and so it's a step forward. It's just a matter of continuing to kind of grind at it. But our kids have great attitudes. They play extremely hard, and we just got to continue to try and grow.
Hey, I got to ask you, now, you've got a lot of kids that are contributing to your basketball program. We're going to talk about that a little bit later.
Yep.
But how special is Derek Dissett?
He's different. It's there's so obviously he's talented. I mean, he rebounds and he's a competitor, and he obviously scores it, and he's improved his 3-point shooting, and I mean he does all of the little things that great players do.
Mm-hmm.
What people don't realize is the type of guy he is and the type of leader he is. I mean, he is he's special in so many ways that, like, and I give the example that we had that work done on our huddle camera that we used for scouting and to send stats and stuff in, and so the bleachers were pulled out, and as we were getting ready to practice, Coach Horniker was pushing the bleachers in, and so all the water bottles that had been on the bleachers were sitting on the floor, and Derek went and picked up everybody's water bottle.
Wow.
Here's a senior, a two-time all-state kid that's serving others, that's just doing it because that's the type of person he is, and his attitude and his effort it's amazing, and that's the thing that I think makes him different, is his willingness to be a great teammate and to be a great person and not just focus I make baskets and I do this. He truly is he's an unbelievable young man.
And you got kids that are underclassmen that are seeing that out of Derek.
Absolutely, and that's you talk about what leadership is, and so many people think it's saying, oh, let's go and trying to be. Sometimes it's serving others.
The little things.
Yeah, and it's things that people don't see that make him so special, and that's the thing that I'm most proud of him for, is just the type of kid he is, and that's a credit to his mom and to his grandmas and his aunts, everybody that's helped raise him since he's been a little guy, is how well he handles himself and how mature he is.
And the good thing is that right now we get a chance to be able to watch him on the college level, and Not that he isn't a good player in the high school level. I think he could be a better college player than he is a high school player.
Well, it's going to be hard pressed to do that because he's.
No, I understand that.
But he is. And he's only getting better. He works hard. He's he got mad at us because we haven't lifted enough this year, so we're going to go in and do that on our day off tomorrow. And he's just a kid that has a goal to be great, and it's been fun to watch him. I've known him since he's a third grader, and he's a super kid.
Okay, I got to talk about the other thing I know that you think is a very good luxury for any coach. I look at your box scores and that sort of thing, and yeah, you're probably playing teams that you're expected to beat, night in and night out so far. But boy, you've got some depth, don't you?
Yeah, and we're developing more. I mean, we went into the season knowing that we had 6 kids back. Losing Jalen when his family moved to Las Vegas was a tough situation, but with the Air Force Base, that we know that's part of it. And it's too bad, and a lot of it is he's a wonderful young man. But we knew coming back we had 4 starters in Morgan and Jagger Gunville and Logan Conklin and Derek that we could build around, and then we had kids that had come off the bench, and we're starting to develop more depth behind Eric and Grayson as well, and we have to continue to do that because there's going to be times when, obviously 6 isn't enough, and Landon Bedell's playing better. Still got a long way to go. So, you make that jump from freshman, or as Eric and Grayson did last year from 8th grade. That's a heck of a jump, especially in the expectations of how particular we are about how we want things done. And he's getting there, and he's shown a little bit more creativity with the ball in his hands, and it's a nice luxury. Another 6'5" kid that's pretty athletic, and then Jack Kaiser's starting to relax and play a little bit. He had a better night last night and saw the ball go through the net, and Keaton Ranke's getting some time, and we just got to what we want is by the middle of January to be kind of settled on our top 8-9, and from there say, okay, this is what we're going to run out there.
Dean, and the other thing I like, you brought the thing about the Kaiser starting to get comfortable and relaxing, and that's a lot with a lot of these young kids that haven't played a lot of varsity and don't have that experience. Just go out there and play the game and have fun with it.
Yeah, and that's, everybody, people go, it's hard, you have high expectations and you're on kids. Yeah, they have to learn to do things in their life with expectations. I mean, don't kid yourself. Being an adult is hard, Scott. You know that, and there's pressure on us all the time, and a pressure that comes from everywhere. But we earn that pressure a lot of times in what we're doing, and having that pressure on us, especially in a program like mine at High that started well before any of us were here, and it's been great well before any of us were here. And we're just trying to continue on what went on, and if they're feeling pressure, that's a good pressure because here they are. You're part of something that's different than everybody else, and we want it to stay that way. And when kids start to really accept and understand and enjoy that pressure, that's when they start to rise up. And I think we're starting to see more kids do that.
Dean, I've been around you a lot in your assistant days at Red River, your head coaching jobs at Dickinson. I still see the fire. You still enjoy going to practice every day and teaching these young kids not just about how to play the game of basketball, but about life.
Yeah, you hope so, and obviously it's about basketball. But you talk about our big thing on Monday was adversity. How do you handle it? How do you okay? Not everything's going to go great. There isn't a steady climb to success. You're not going to it's going to be easy step by step. There's going to be dips and valleys, and what do you do when you deal with that? And kids probably have had some of that in their life, but they don't recognize that's building that toughness and not overreacting to situations, and understanding that you got to learn to adjust, and then also being that guy that other people can count on. That's a hard thing because there's so much of our society that's worry about yourself and take care of yourself. Well, we want it to be where somebody can count on you, that when they need help,
right,
they can lean on you. And our kids are starting to trust each other to the point where you're starting to see them come out of their shell and be able to play freer and looser, especially defensively. And so much of that is trust that, okay, I can go do what coach is asking because somebody will be there to help me and someone will be here. And it just takes time. And hopefully by the end of the year, our kids can do that and they really enjoy playing for each other. And with each other. And if they do that, I think we have a chance to be a pretty decent team by the end.
Dean, I know that this is something that you probably don't think about every day, but I know with the situation with the new school coming in, that sort of thing, I got to ask you this question. I know what the answer is. You love the fact that we're getting another high school program here in mind. You probably aren't going to be involved with the North program, but you've seen a lot of these kids come through as junior highs.
Yeah, I have, and you know, there's a lot of good things to it, and that's part of, you know, when you're coaching in a community that's got more than one high school, you start to, you know, the kids that go to your camps, they do those things, but you know, and you really want them to go there, but ethically, they're going to go to that other school, and you have to be happy for them and understandable. Obviously, we want all of the best basketball players to come to Minot High because I'm selfish, and that makes me look smart, which is not an easy thing all the time. But you know, I mean, it is what it is, but it creates better opportunities for everybody, and it's going to create. And Moose Miller, who I'm great friends with, said it best. He was having a camp in his gym, and people were in there, and he pointed up at the wall. He goes, none of these banners for Bismarck came until Century got here. And you know what? There's a lot of truth to that.
There is.
That all of a sudden it created competition in town. It got more kids interested in playing, got more kids active in playing. And, you know, it may take some time. Like our numbers, both ours and North's numbers are down a little bit this year. And that's unfortunately part of it. But we think we're going to see them go up. And then you just, you know, you build with the kids you have, and like I said, eventually it's going to be a great thing for our community, and it's you know, I don't think it'll take too terribly long, especially once parents and kids see that there's an increase in chances, and they just have to be willing to do what they can. You know, one of those, what's that old saying? Don't complain about what you can't do today because of what you didn't do yesterday.
Right.
Well, the reality is yeah, those opportunities are there, but you still got to be willing to put time in yourself to be able to get better. So, you know, hopefully we can build that with our South Side. It's us South Side kids now, so.
Hey, I got to ask you another question, and this kind of takes it away from your Minot High program. But, you know, I look at standings. You know how much of a nerd I am at that. Bismarck Century's got a pretty good basketball team, don't they?
Absolutely, they do. They've had one for the last couple of years, and they got everybody back. I mean, and they're talented, they're big, they're athletic. And Darren's a phenomenal basketball coach. I mean, he's like all of us. He's competitive, and people misunderstand that competitiveness for anything other than just what it is. And great guy. Darren and I are good friends too. I know people see us compete against each other, but that's because we're the same dude, and we both want the same thing. We want to beat the heck out of each other, and you know, it's fun when we play each other because I think we draw the best out of each other's teams. And now, you know, they're going to be a challenge, but you know, the real challenge doesn't happen until March. We're going to play them twice before that. It's going to give us an opportunity to see what we have to do and where we are, and that's all we can focus on.
Hey, Dean, you talked about the Christmas break, and with what we've had happen with postponements, that sort of thing. So you're giving the kids 3 days straight off.
Yep.
You don't want to see them in the gym, do you?
No, we want them to spend time with their families. Like this is a total indictment of me as a human being, but when I was younger, it was, you know, when you're coaching is, okay, we played Tuesday, so we played Friday, we'll take Saturday off, we'll come in Sunday, then we'll go Monday, then we got 2 days. You know, and as I've gotten older, those days, number one, off are huge mentally, probably more than as much physically. And number two, to have a consistent day like a Sunday where kids just know, okay, we're not, unless we play Monday. That's the only time we'll ever practice Sundays. I shouldn't say ever, but we rarely. You know, it's kind of one of those things where it's the kids know, I got a day. I got at least one day. And we try to give them other days off. So like if we play a Tuesday, Saturday, especially in February, we'll take a Wednesday off. And it's about freshness. And I think too many people think, well, we got to empty their tank and then we can refill it for them. Sometimes they just need the mental. They're still high school kids, for God's sakes. I mean, they deserve better than that. And you know, when it comes down to it, there's, you know what, 300 million people in India that could give a crap whether or not we played tomorrow or we play the 31st, whatever. And in the grand scheme of all of it, it's just a game. Yeah, we want to win, and yes, it's competitive, and all of us that are part of it want to do well. But good God, these are kids, and
Right.
and you know, the kids that are good, Derek and Jagger and Logan, they put a ton of time in their own. They're probably going to go to the gym and do stuff on their own. So if they choose to do that, God bless them. But we'd rather have them get a mental break from me with all the expectations that we have on them. You know,
bet.
that's not all bad.
No, it isn't.
Except for Eric, that poor kid's got to come home and put up with me there too. So.
Oh, that okay. That does bring up a question. Do you and Eric talk a lot about basketball when you're at home?
Very,
or away from the court?
Very little. We if he brings it up, yes. Like, we won't talk about practice. If he, I won't talk about things he needs to do better at home. I won't. I mean, that's. My wife kind of said, home is home, basketball is basketball. Good. And, you know, it's been really good. We had one time last year where I gave him a bad time about something, and she got mad at both of us, and we both got blistered, and deservedly so. She's not wrong in that. But, you know, it's one of those things where if he asks about it, or if we watch a game, you know, or if he wants to take a look at a scout or whatever, we'll do that. But, you know, and if he wants to ask how we played, I'm not going to sit and berate him. I learned with my older son that when he was playing, the worst thing to do is be that guy on the drive home that's correcting him and telling him what he needs to do. And sometimes you just got to talk about the weather, or talk about the fact that Mets signed Correa, and you know, they're doing all these things. And
they did that overnight, by the way.
It's unbelievable. So, you know, it really comes down to the fact that for him and I, you know, our relationship's awesome.
Good.
Because of it, because of basketball, it's stronger. I'm coach at practice. I'm dad at home, and there's a distinct difference. And I got him in class, so I'm Mr. Winchesky in class. I'm coach.
I
on
think
the
that's
floor,
great. I think that's great.
And then at home, I'm just the big jerk that yells at him all the time.
Hey, you're off now until the 31st with your games being postponed tomorrow. That's a makeup game with Legacy. Enjoy the holidays.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas to you and your family. And, boy, it's going to be fun come January. You may not have a lot of practice in January and February because you'll be playing all the time.
Kids won't complain. They get a little tired of me in the gym. But, yeah, you know what, Scotty, go spoil the hell out of your grandkids. You know,
I'm going to.
You better. That's
Yep.
kind of a grandparent's job. And enjoy your daughter and son-in-law and have a great holidays here, Scotty.
You too. Hey, and I heard you got through the fender bender. Okay.
Oh, my God. I don't even want to talk about that anymore. That's enough. That's another chapter of the book. I tell you what, my book that I've gone through in coaching's got about 60 chapters, and then we just added another one last night, so that was new.
Hey.
Thank God for Newtown. Oren, Wyrock, getting us a bus, and Mitch doing the work he did so we could get there, and the girls bringing the freshmen home. I mean, it was a hot mess, but everything worked. I got home last night and I went, oh, if I was a big drinker, I'd have had a few drinks last night, but it was just a matter of, okay, we can relax. Everybody's safe, and you know, I'm concerned about our bus driver. He was really bent out of shape. He loves the kids. And so it was hard seeing him struggle, and hopefully he'll bounce back.
Hey, Merry Christmas to you and your
Scotty.
family.
Merry
We'll
Christmas.
talk to you in the new year. All right, that's Dean Winchesky, the head coach of the Minot High Magicians, #1 ranked in the state of North Dakota, undefeated on the year. Again, their games tomorrow against Jamestown have been postponed. Jason Schwartz is here. We'll talk to him about the girls program, find out what their status is for tomorrow in Jamestown. I'm thinking that they have probably been postponed as well, but I have not had confirmation on that. But no games tomorrow against Jamestown for the boys here in the Magic City. I think Dean Winchesky, when we come back, we'll talk Minot High basketball with the head coach of the Minot High Magets. That is Jason Schwartz. We'll do that when we come back on the Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie right after this.
Looking for a great place to take the family? Choose Spicy Pie. They offer a wide variety of menu items the whole family can enjoy, including jumbo slices, 18-inch pies, grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbread, and even desserts. Join them for Taco Thursday with discounts on all Mexican items, including $1.50 tacos. Enjoy their Epic 14 football season special. Get any one topping 18-inch pie for only $14 with promo code EPIC14. Dine in or carry out, bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota prairie. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
Thanks for buying some fruit.
Spicy Pie, a great place to take the family out for lunch or dinner. Spicy Pie is much more than jumbo pizza slices. They offer a wide variety of menu items, including grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbreads, and even desserts. And remember, you can try any of your favorite toppings on a gluten-friendly 10-inch crust. Dine in or carry out. A new pizza creation added to the menu every month. Bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota Prairie. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
Well, welcome back here to the Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie on what we would call a very frigid Wednesday night. By the way, just want to let you know this will be our final show of December. We will take off next week for a couple of reasons because of Class B basketball being played at the Dome. We're going to be doing some games here on the PSP network, plus the fact that people are moving around and enjoying the holidays. It's just tough sometimes to get coaches that can make it here. December Pizza of the Month here at the Spicy Pie, the spicy Italian salami, pepperoni, sausage, and banana peppers topped with ghost pepper cheese. Our next guest, the head coach of the Minot High Majets basketball team, number 1 ranked in the state, undefeated, Mr. Jason Schwartz. And Jason will do it right off the bat. I figured you were going to tell me the same thing that Dean tells me, no games tomorrow in Jamestown, right?
Yeah, correct. Unfortunately, we got the phone call tonight in practice, and practice was pretty light. We just wanted to get in the gym and get up and down a little bit. Kids were in the weight room after school, so we knew we weren't going to do a whole lot anyway. We just wanted to get in and get some shots up and talk a little bit about Jamestown before we head out on the road there tomorrow. And then, like I said, got the phone call in the middle of the practice and let them know. And things were much lighter after that, and did some drills that we haven't done before just to break up the monotony a little bit. So yeah, nothing tomorrow.
Jason, I got to ask you the question that I asked Dean. I mean, it is what it is. We can't change what the weather has done for us the last 3 weeks, that sort of thing. It is what it is, but how do you take young kids like this and keep them in the right frame of mind when they know, God, we get to play again tomorrow? What's the mindset?
I think we're fine. One of the things that we talked about tonight was, all right, let's just go do something different. As long as we're together and we're building that team chemistry. So they really want to go to the Y and play some volleyball tomorrow, just do something different. We're still being active and being together. And then Friday morning, we originally had a Christmas practice planned, and I started it when I was up in Kenmare, but we do nothing basketball that day, and we just divide up into teams. We compete against each other, and I just plan out a lot of goofy games and put point values to them and see what team wins at the end of the day. We have lots of Christmas goodies and those kinds of things. So we go into the holiday season on a positive note, feeling really good about ourselves, and so that's where we're at right now.
And then your kids get some time off away from you, you away from them, and they get to spend some time with family and friends.
Yep, absolutely. So, it'll be a good time for us. We've been playing well, and we just as soon keep that going. But it's a fun time of the year, and go do those fun things, and we'll get back to work afterwards.
All right, let's talk about your basketball team. You're off to an undefeated season so far, 4-0, leading the West Region. You're putting a ton of points on the on the scoreboard. But the one thing when I look at your box scores and stuff, wow, you've got all kinds of kids that are contributing. It's not just one or two.
And I think, last year we never knew who was going to be our top scorer, and that's continued into this year too. So everybody, would like balanced scoring from their crew night in and night out, and I think that's one thing that we've proved that's constant with us. We don't care who the leading scorer is or who gets the majority of those points, but let's have some balance, and let's make it tough for teams to figure out who to guard, where to guard, and when to guard.
And I look at it, both Maggie and Lily as 8th graders last year were second team All-Staters. And I think a lot of people thought, okay, they're going to be the 1-2 punch for Minot. But to me, it doesn't seem like Maggie and Lily really give a darn if they're the highest scorer. They want to get everybody involved in it.
Right. And they know they're going to get their looks. They're going to get their touches. Sometimes it comes early in the game, middle, end of the game, whatever. They know they're going to get there. So they've been playing. We want them to play selfish at times. So sometimes it might look like they're playing a little selfish. We want that. But they certainly know how to be and when to be unselfish at times too. They've got great teammates that they love being around, and what we've built offensively, we know we're going to have open kids all over the court. Find them, get them the ball, and they'll return the favor and do the same for you.
Prime example of that is the Laney Will girl who set the school record against Williston with 3-pointers. I thought the best picture post that I saw on any social media was the picture with who had the record before that, and Avery Lundy, who's one of your leaders, a young, older kid, but it's been around the program. I just thought that was special to see those two take that picture.
Yeah, and I think it was Avery's idea to do that. She we wanted to get a picture of Laney, and she insisted, let's do one. And I was like, yeah, that is pretty cool. And so that's just like you said, being a leader, and kind of in a way, taking this one under my wing type of deal. So. It was kind of cool for her to do that night, and for Avery to be there on the bench cheering her on to do it.
I got to ask you a question. You opened up the season against West Fargo, a team that was picked number 3 in the Hoopster or whatever, and I know you coaches don't even look at those rankings right now, but you went down there and you kind of made a statement to the state of North Dakota there. I mean, the other games you played, nothing against the teams that you have played, but you were expected to win. But in that game, it was just kind of a statement game, wasn't it, Jason?
It was. I don't know that any of us players, coaches, expected us to come out the way we did. Incredible intensity that we have never seen out of this group before. They were just excited to get back out there and play. And that's where a lot of it stemmed from, that excitement. And they just fed off of each other. And that became contagious that night. But our intensity on the defensive end just kind of flowed into every other part of our game that night. And so that's something that we're able to, we've talked about several times, in practice leading up to, pregame talks and things like that. Like, hey, you remember what you did then, remember what that felt like. So it's kind of been a stepping stone for us each and every day whenever we need it. Like, hey, you remember when you did this and how fun that was, and you've got that in you to do that every day in every game. So we showed ourselves something that we didn't necessarily know that we had, and what we were capable of, because that's a very, very good basketball team to open up the season. And typically your first game of the season is pretty ugly, and I thought both teams played pretty darn well that night.
Well, I look at the overall records. You got you at 4-0. You got Bismarck High and Legacy at 3-0. Yeah, Century 2-2, but they played 2 really good teams out in Minnesota. Then you got Red River undefeated, Fargo Davies, Wahpeton, and then you've got West Fargo. I'll tell you what, you better tie up the shoelaces every time you go out. And I know you're not looking at the East region that much, but in the West region, I watched Bismarck High against St. Mary's last night. They were pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what you're going to get out of them. So it's just something we expect every year. Same teams for the most part are going to be right in the thick of things again, and show up and play every night and play hard, because you know that they're going to play hard against you. So our approach, and that's what we focused on for the most part every game so far, is what's our approach. Our approach is to a game. It's not to an opponent, and let's just bring the same approach every day, every game.
Well, I look at it, Minot High, they struggled with their program for several years where they weren't really a factor. Now you guys got the bullseye on your back. Have you had to talk to your kids about how they handle it?
Well, and that's kind of what I just said. Our approach just has to be the same. There might be scouting reports where our approach is slightly different from game to game, but as far as our preparedness for each and every day, we're preparing to go out there and just be better than we were the day before. And that's kind of where we've tried to keep our focus and keep ourselves grounded.
All right, you're up until the Legacy game on the 31st, and just like Dean and I talked about, you're going to be playing a lot of basketball in the month of January and February, but I think kids at that point in the year, they want to play more games. Not that they're not learning anything in practice, but God, I don't want to go to practice again. I want to play.
Yeah. And right away, out of the chute, when we play Legacy, we're going to have 4 games in 8 days right away. And who knows where that Jamestown game is going to fall now, too.
Right.
But yeah, well, once we get into January and get back into school, get back into a routine, which I like the routine. The breaks are good and they're fun, and it's good to just get away, but we seem to do better when we have a routine. So I'm looking forward to, in a way, getting back to school and just get back to normal, too.
Jason, I want to ask the question because your 2 Williston games do count in the region standings, but don't count on your overall, which gave you the opportunity to pick up a couple more games. I know you're playing Devil's Lake again this year. You're playing Red River. Do you like the fact that you get some of that non-conference flavor into your schedule?
Everybody does. You'd like to see somebody different. We know everything about Bismarck, and they know everything about us. Same with all the teams. So, and that's part of the reason why we don't like playing each other in the summer either. Like, we know everything about each other. Let's just go play somebody different. So, and also, if we're fortunate enough to make it to the state tournament, maybe you've seen some of those teams already too.
Right.
And so, yeah, it's always fun to get out of your area and go other places. And, like you mentioned, Century went over to Minnesota and played a couple of games. Mandan's going to do it over the break here, and a lot of fun.
Would you like to do that somewhere down the road?
Yeah, and I really thought, if that 3-class system were to go into effect, next year, which it doesn't look like it will, if it does go through, it's going to be a couple years, but we're going to lose some teams from the WDA if and when that happens, and so now you've got some openings on your schedule where you can go and do that.
I want to ask you, and I'm not trying to put you into a corner, but you brought the 3-class system. It's in the hands of the North Dakota High School Activity Association. I agree with you. I don't think they can get everything worked out before the 23-24 season, but I think down the road it will. I think it opens up so many more opportunities, not just for your division, but for that middle division and even the Class B division. I think it's a great move. I was against it 10 years ago. I'm all for it now.
Yeah, I was in the same boat you were too. And I was on the Class B side of things then too. But the landscape of things have changed so much, and so we got to kind of roll with the punches. But it doesn't affect us as much as it does those Class B schools.
No,
but
it's going to open up more avenues for you guys to go out and play different teams during the course of the season.
Yeah, and for that sake, I really like it. And others may not like it for other reasons, but for us, I'm looking forward to it, where we can go and a lot of those Bismarck teams, when we could play, when we didn't have so many teams in the WDA, they would go to Wyoming and play in a tournament.
Used to go to Wyoming all the time.
Play in that tournament, yep. And so then we could maybe do some of those things like that.
I would love to have that. I can remember back in the day, and this takes us back a little bit farther than maybe you want to go, Jason, but I remember the days when Minot had the holiday basketball tournament here, where we have 4 teams from the East come here, and we just play 3 days of basketball and have fun.
Yeah.
And I miss that.
I do too. Any of the holiday tournaments.
Exactly.
Whether it was, the one, I don't know if they still do the one down in Mandan or not.
Yeah, they do.
They do, okay. And, around here, the Stanley, Mohall, Velva, those are a lot of fun to go to. And yeah, we've got the Hoopster Classic coming up too, and that's fun. But, I got an opportunity when I was in high school to play in those holiday tournaments, and I've coached in them, and it is. You bet it is. And it's and you get a lot of people that are back for the holidays too that normally wouldn't be here. They get a chance to go see you play, and you get to see some people you haven't seen in a long time.
Exactly.
And yeah, it's a good time.
Hey, Jason, off to a great start again, up until the 31st. I wish you and yours a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We probably won't talk until after the first of the year, but You're off to a great start. Looking forward to January and February.
Yeah, thanks so much, Scott, and happy holidays to you as well.
Hey, I'm going to spoil the grandkids a little bit over
Good
the
for
next
you.
few days.
Good for them.
Hey, Jason, thanks a lot for getting out here on this
Yep.
cold night and coming and see me. It's fun to talk Minor High basketball.
You bet. Anytime. Thank you.
All right, thanks. That's Jason Suarez, the head coach of the Jets. Again, their games against Jamestown as well as the boys' games against Jamestown here in Minot tomorrow all have been canceled or postponed. Not canceled, postponed. They will be rescheduled. But no basketball in Jamestown or the Magic City tomorrow involving Minot High. We're going to take a break, come back. We got a couple other things we want to do. We're probably going to get out of here a little bit early here tonight. But you're listening to the Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie here on this frigid, cold Wednesday night.
Spicy Pie, a great place to take the family out for lunch or dinner. Spicy Pie is much more than jumbo pizza slices. They offer a wide variety of menu items, including grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbreads, and even desserts. And remember, you can try any of your favorite toppings on a gluten-friendly 10-inch crust. Dine in or carry out. A new pizza creation added to the menu every month. Bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota Prairie. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
With 26 flavors, got a sauce for every squad. Don't drip on the drip. It's the greatest of all times. Buffalo Wild Wings.
Thanks for buying some fruit.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment, for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
Spicy Pie, a great place to take the family out for lunch or dinner. Spicy Pie is much more than jumbo pizza slices. They offer a wide variety of menu items, including grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbreads, and even desserts. And remember, you can try any of your favorite toppings on a gluten-friendly 10-inch crust. Dine in or carry out. A new pizza creation added to the menu every month. Bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota Prairie. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
Well, welcome back here. One last break here on the Scotty K Show. Live from the Spicy Pie again. We will not be here next week as we have games going on at the MSU Dome as part of the Hoopster Classic. We'll have Dale Brown Classic games on Tuesday and then the Hoopster Classic on Wednesday. We'll go through the lineup for that. But first of all, I got to tell you, the December Pizza of the Month here at the Spicy Pie is the Spicy Italian. Salami, pepperoni, sausage, and banana peppers topped with ghost pepper cheese. Also, the Spicy Pie gift card offer is back for Christmas. Buy $25 in Spicy Pie gift cards and get an additional $5 voucher. Spicy Pie is the perfect stocking stuffer, a great gift for your coworkers and nice surprise for your child's teachers and coaches. Get a $5 voucher for every $25 purchased in Spicy Pie gift cards. They can also mail gift cards. For more information, go to the Spicy Pie website, pizzagrindersbeer.com. Before we get to the Dale Brown Classic and the Hoopster Classic coming up at the MSU Dome next week, do want to let you know there are games going to be played tonight. There's some tomorrow. There'll be a couple on Friday, and then we'll take a break and then come back during the holiday break for some tournament stuff and that sort of thing. Again, we will not have a show here next week, as we will be over at the Dome doing the Hoopster Classic. The latest Class B basketball polls are out. The Class A, we cannot give those to you because they are embargoed. We cannot release them until 7 o'clock tonight. But I would think that both minor high teams who were number one a week ago will be back or will remain at number one since they have not lost. Minor high was the number one team in boys, and minor high was girls, but that will not be released until 7 o'clock tonight. The Class B boys basketball poll, well, not a lot of games played last week, but we do have Four Winds Minnewacan on unanimous choice at number one, followed by Central Cass, Bishop Ryan's 3, Thompson 4, Shiloh Christian 5, Bowman County 6, Grafton 7, North Border 8, Des Lacs Burlington in the top 10 at number 9, North Star at 10. Other teams receiving votes, Hillsboro Central Valley, St. John, Sargent County, Dickinson Trinity, Kindred, and Linton HMB. Class B girls basketball poll, Kenmare Bowbells still on top. They had 11 of the 17 first place votes. They're still number one. Kindred with 4 first place votes is number 2. Rugby 3. Shiloh Christian, 1 first place vote is 4. Mayport CG, number 5, with 1 first place vote. Then comes Central Cass, Thompson, Northern Cass, and rounding out the top 10 are Central McLean and Carrington. Other Class B girls teams receiving votes include Bowman County, Garrison, Edgeley, Calm, Montpelier, Oaks, West Hope, Newburgh, Hatton, Northwood, Langdon, Edmore, Munich, Grafton, and Tioga. Beavers, as far as basketball goes, they are off until after the Christmas holiday. They will travel to Crookston and Bemidji over the New Year's holiday weekend, and we'll get a chance in the new year to get a chance to talk to both Matt Merkin and Mike Brandt on how their teams are doing. Again, as I mentioned, Dale Brown Classic coming up at the Minot State Dome next Tuesday, the Hoopster Classic on Wednesday. We're going to have a lot of good games over there over those 2 days. Here is the lineup for the Dale Brown Classic on Tuesday, 11 a.m. Towner Granville Upham against Stanley. At 12:30, Hazen against West Hope Newburgh. 2 o'clock, Velva and St. John. The 3:30 game will have number 1 ranked Four Winds Minnewacan against Dickinson Trinity. At 5 o'clock, Powers Lake and Beulah. 6:30, Shiloh Christian and Thompson. And the 8 o'clock game will have our Redeemers and North Star. The Hoopster Classic on Wednesday, same times, 11 a.m. Berthold against North Prairie. 12:30, Velva and Trenton. 2 o'clock, Des Lacs Burlington and Dickinson Trinity. At 3:30, Ryan will take on Thompson. 5 o'clock, Rugby against Beulah. Shiloh Christian and West Hope, Newburgh at 6:30, and the 8 o'clock game, our Redeemers and Hazen. And we will have all those games both Tuesday and Wednesday here on the PSP Network. Again, we're at the Spicy Pie, our final show of the 2022 season. We'll be back after the new year in 2023, the December pizza of the month. The Spicy Italian, salami, pepperoni, sausage, and banana peppers, topped with ghost pepper cheese. Also, the Spicy Pie gift card offer is back. You can buy $25 in Spicy Pie gift cards and get an additional $5 voucher. Spicy Pie is a perfect stocking stuffer, a great gift for your coworkers, and a nice surprise for your child's teachers and coaches. Again, a $5 voucher for every $25 purchased in Spicy Pie gift cards. They can also mail those gift cards. For more information, go to the Spicy Pie website at pizzagrindersbeer.com. Again, a reminder, both Minot High boys and girls basketball games, the girls at Jamestown, the boys home against Jamestown, have been postponed because of the weather tomorrow. So they're back in action after the Christmas holiday against Bismarck Legacy on the road on New Year's Eve. Thank you for joining us. Have a safe and Merry Christmas. I want to wish each and every one of you out there a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We will see you on the Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie in the new year. Thank you for joining us. Have a great night, everyone.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
Looking for a great place to take the family? Choose Spicy Pie. They offer a wide variety of menu items the whole family can enjoy, including jumbo slices, 18-inch pies, grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbread, and even desserts. Join them for Taco Thursday with discounts on all Mexican items, including $1.50 tacos. Enjoy their Epic 14 football season special. Get any one topping 18-inch pie for only $14 with promo code EPIC14. Dine in or carry out, bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota prairie. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minet's North Hill.